Is it possible to beat a Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Pokemon that begin with the letter N? The answer is a big, emphatic no. There's surprisingly few Pokemon species that begin with the letter N, and a bunch of them are legendaries from games I've never played. Like, what the hell is this thing? There's a few games that give you just enough encounters to make you think it's possible, and then you lose to the second gym leader 10 times in a row and want to punch a hole through your computer. But I've found a method to play this challenge anyway, so let's get into it. I named myself N. No, not that N, because I'm playing this challenge in Pokemon Soul Silver. It's time for me to pick my starter, and I pick Numel. What happened to Cyndaquil? Well, I replaced him. Encounters in this challenge are not going to work like a normal Nuzlocke. Instead of catching wild Pokemon, I'll be manually adding in N Pokemon. In addition to the starter, I'll be adding in 1 Pokemon before each gym, giving me a total of 9 encounters. Does that make this a valid Nuzlocke? No. But do I give a single crap? I do. Please be nice to me in the comments. I want to make sure my mom spends my money for me, because doing this will allow me access to some more rare items. And even though I've just left her presence, the game makes it very easy to accidentally call her. Even Nintendo thinks you should call your mom more. To remind myself that the run is not valid, I name my Numel No, and my first manual encounter is Nincada, who I name Nah. The rest of the Hardcore Nuzlocke rules are absolutely in effect, including permanent death and level caps for each gym leader. For the full rule set I use, check out the description below. While you're checking that out, you should subscribe to the channel. It's the easiest way to support me, and I appreciate it a lot. I make it to Violet City, and here I can take on the first gym leader, Falkner. Falkner starts with Pidgey, and I send out No. I immediately switch into Nah. Pidgey doesn't know any flying type moves, so the bug type Nincada can safely take its attacks. Pidgey knows Sand Attack though, which lowers Nincada's accuracy. Nincada can outlast Pidgey, and when Pidgeotto comes out, I switch into No. Because I plan the fight this way, No is at level 14, and he hasn't gotten his accuracy dropped. So I can freely use Ember. Falkner likes to use Roost, but that's just stalling this battle. Eventually, I get the burn from Ember, Falkner gives up on using Roost, and we survive 1 crit to take out Pidgeotto and get the first badge. Next, I head through Union Cave, and since it makes logical sense, my encounter for the next gym will be Nosepass. I name him Nope. When I manually add Pokemon in, I randomly determine their nature and ability if they have more than 1. I also randomize their IVs. Nosepass is pretty much only good for its defense, and Nope has a minus defense nature and a 0 IV stat. Certainly would not be my choice. I defeat Team Rocket in the Slowpoke well, and now it's time to take on the second gym leader, Bugsy. Bugsy sends out Scyther, and I send out No. Scyther is faster, and Ember looks like it will be a 3-hit KO. Scyther goes for Quick Attack, and the second Ember triggers a Citrus Berry. It looks like I'm dead to crit, and Scyther has boosted crit odds. I decide to stay in, and Scyther doesn't crit, but Ember can't kill Scyther. I switch to Nope, but Bugsy heals up, and now that U-turn does neutral damage, Bugsy sends his Scyther flying out of battle. Nope can kill Metapod, but No gets poisoned, killing Kakuna, and now a full health Scyther can fully sweep my team. So I have to reset. This time, Nope has Magnet Pull, and No has Oblivious. I also make sure to equip the Shell Bell before the fight with Bugsy. This time, Scyther uses Leer more often, and No can handle Scyther. He also easily takes out Metapod and Kakuna to give us the second badge on the second attempt. Before I leave Azalea Town, I need to take on my rival, whose water starter is super effective against my entire team. On switch-in, Nah gets crit and dies, so Nope has to take it out while barely staying alive. You'll see that water Pokemon are going to be a major problem for this team. The one exception would be my next encounter, Nuzleaf, who I name Never. I head through the Ilex Forest and into the next city. I know the cities in this game are named after colors, but Goldenrod, I think that's an Animal Crossing item. Now it's time for one of the hardest gym fights in the game. Whitney starts with Clefairy, and I send out Nope. My plan is to use Harden against the Clefairy to prepare myself for the Miltank, but Clefairy can ruin that with Metronome. where it finds the special move Focus Blast against Nope, and the ×4 effective water gun against No. My team is annihilated before Miltank even comes out, and she swiftly ends the fight. I meet the same fate on attempt 3, but I've learned from my mistakes for attempt 4. This time, I start with Na, whose sole job is to lower Clefairy's accuracy. After a few, Clefairy's metronome finds Dragon Breath, which crits and leaves Na barely alive. Then I switch to No, and the accuracy drops pay dividends immediately. No's job is just to lower Clefairy's health, and also fish for a burn. Now for the third and final phase, I switch to Nope. But then, in the purest form of chaos, Clefairy's metronome finds U-turn, sending out the dreaded Miltank. Nope is only at +1 defense, so I continue to use Harden and pray for no crits. Now I use Rock Smash to fish for defense drops, and get one on the first try, and a second a few Rock Smashes later. Nope is able to outlast Miltank, and with the defense buffs already in place, can take out the burn Clefairy as well. Honestly, that U-turn into Miltank was great for me, because I didn't have to deal with Metronome. The third badge is mine, and since I still have Nincada this attempt, I can evolve it into Ninjask. I get Shedinja too, but that's illegal for many reasons. For my next encounter, I add in Nuh-uh the Natu. Natu's evolution doesn't start with the letter N, so it will remain a Natu. If you're excited for me to use Xatu, get ready for the only X Pokemon run, where Xatu will be the only Pokemon I can use. I remove the Sudowoodo and make it to Ekritique City. I have to fight my rival again here, and his Croconaw that knows Ice Fang makes my life a living hell. I'm able to take it out without anyone dying, but my team is so weak that Na ends up going down to his Zubat. I'm able to close the fight after that, but that Croconaw is the bane of my existence. Time for Morty, who sends out Ghastly, and I send out Never. I'm slower than all of Morty's Pokemon, but that's part of my strategy. What isn't part of my strategy is getting paralyzed from Lick. Fortunately, I hit through, and Payback does double damage since I'm going second. Gengar uses Mean Look, and I take it out with Payback, and after Haunter uses Nightshade, I take it out as well. The second Haunter uses Curse, and I avoid another full para to take it out and get the fourth gym badge. Before the next gym, I add Nidorina to the squad. I need a Pokemon that can learn Surf, and although Nidorina can't, Nidoqueen can. Nidoqueen doesn't learn many good moves after she evolves, but even though I don't want to evolve her this early, I have to so that she can use the HM. I talk to Jasmine in Olivine City, and grab that sweet, sweet medicine in Cyanwood. We'll make a pit stop to take on Chuck and his 2 Pokemon. Chuck starts with Primeape, and I send out Negative the Nidoqueen. He starts with Aleer, and Surf does just under half. Chuck then switches into his Poliwrath, because it has Water Absorb. I stay in and do a bit of damage, before switching into Never. Remember when I said that water Pokemon are this team's kryptonite? Well, Poliwrath is no exception. This is a completely scuffed strategy, but it's the only one I've got. Because Nuzleaf is strong against water moves and weak to fighting moves, Poliwrath always sees a kill with one move, Focus Punch. That means he'll go for it almost every time, and I can disrupt the Focus Punch by going for a move that will always hit. The Tri-Attack even has secondary effects, and I get a freeze. Unfortunately, I do get Poliwrath to healing range, so I have to go through the whole ordeal twice. But I do get another freeze. I just like that even though Poliwrath is frozen, he's still warming up his Focus Punch. Eventually, Never can take Poliwrath out. For Primeape, we switch back to Negative, and a few Surfs can take it out. That was a wild strategy, but it actually worked. For my 7th encounter of the run, I add in Noctowl, who I name No, and head back to the lighthouse to help out Jasmine. I have the option to take her on, but I decide to skip her for now, since the 7th gym leader actually has a lower level cap. I make it to Mahogany Town, destroy the red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage, and infiltrate the Rocket hideout. I meet up with Lance, and we stop the Rocket shenanigans for now. What I really need to worry about, though, is the next gym leader, Price. Ice is another type that's strong against basically my entire team. So when Price sends out Seal, I send out Negative, but it's only so she gets the level up, and I switch immediately to No. Seal doesn't know any water moves, so No can take Icy Winds. Now Seal sets up Hail, and I go for Dig. Seal is no longer at full health because of the hail chip damage, so Price actually goes for rest. Dig will be a 2-hit KO with hail damage, and with Seal asleep, No can take it out with a second dig. Next out is Piloswine. My plan is to sack No to get a safe switch to negative, but No is so high health that he survives a blizzard, and the retaliating lava plume does a ton of damage and gets the burn. It's still beneficial to sack him here, so I stay in, but with no hail, Piloswine goes for Ice Fang, and with the attack reduction, No hangs on at 1 HP, and can actually take out Piloswine. That was absolutely not intended, but No is a champ. Unfortunately, I still need to play it safe, so sacking No is the right call here. Negative goes for a double kick to do some damage, and she's always safe to an Aurora Beam from Dugong. Double kick looks like a range after the crit, and I know these seals love to use rest, even if they're almost at full HP. So I go for Focus Punch, and sure enough, Dugong uses rest. Focus Punch can't quite knock it out though, but I continue to Focus Punch as Price heals up. When he uses a full restore to wake up Dugong, I go for the double kick, taking out Dugong and getting me my 6th badge. No, the Numel was an absolute hero in this fight, but I was okay sacrificing him because my next encounter is Ninetales. I name her 9. Ninetales couldn't come at a more perfect time, because with the charcoal equipped, she can sweep through Jasmine's entire team without taking any damage. Easiest badge of my life, and we have one more to go. I need to disguise myself to get into the rocket base, but something about this outfit doesn't feel quite right. There we go, I gotta have the poison Pokemon. Giovanni would be so proud of me. I take out Team Rocket with ease, and traverse through the ice path to Blackthorn City. It's time to add in my final encounter of the run, Nidorino. He'll stay a Nidorino for now though, because he's about to learn an important move that Nidoking can't learn. The fight for the 8th badge against Clair is terrifying, but I loaded up on TMs from the department store, so I stand a chance. Negative takes a Dragon Rage from Gyarados, and hits her Thunder to take it out in one hit. Next out is Kingdra, who may be the most daunting Pokemon in this entire run. My team is bad against water anyway, and because of her sniper ability, every single person on my team is dead to crit. I switch in Noctowl, who dodges a Hydro Pump. Noctowl is fast and knows Captivate, which lowers Kingdra's special attack by 2 stages. Kingdra only knows special moves, so I'm safe unless she gets a crit. And after getting her to -4 special attack, that's exactly what happens. You really hate to see it. Next I switch in Nuh-uh. The smokescreen is fine because I'm just going for Lucky Chant, which prevents critical hits for 5 turns. Now I can switch in Never with no risk of a crit. After a fake out, I use Payback, which does a ton of damage since I'm going second. Another one will kill, but the worst case scenario happens, as Kingdra lowers my accuracy and I miss a Payback. And just for fun, the Lucky Chant is over too. Thankfully, I do know a move that can't miss, but I still need Kingdra to not crit. Thankfully, it doesn't, and I can take out Kingdra with one more feint attack. Next out is Dragonair, and I switch in Negative on a weak Fire Blast. I have a second department store TM here in Blizzard, which connects to take out the first Dragonair, and connects again to take out the second one. We get past Clair with just 1 death, and I will certainly take that. Now that Nor the Nidorino can hit level 43, he can learn Poison Jab, and now I can evolve him into Nidoking. We fly to Ecruteak to defeat the Kimono Girls, and journey through Victory Road. The only challenge in this section is the final rival fight. Although they're fairly underleveled, he does have 6 Pokemon, and I only have 5 since none of my Pokemon can learn Waterfall. Once again, Feraligatr is the issue, nearly taking out Negative with Waterfall, and Never with an Ice Fang. Nor can take it out, but now that my team is weak, I have limited options. I switch in Nuh-uh, and unfortunately get hit with a Shadow Ball, which he certainly can't take. Nor can close out the fight, but this was a massacre all the way around. The worst part is now I only have 5 Pokemon for the Elite Four. Will my N team stay N sync, or will I get sent back to the street? Let's find out. In many runs, the first Elite Four member is the easiest, but that is not the case here. Against Will and his Psychic Pokemon, I do have a Dark type. However, Will's first Pokemon Xatu knows U-Turn, which is 4 times effective against my slow Nuzleaf. So I need to start with 9. I go for Safeguard to prevent confusion, but Xatu goes for Psychic, which is unlucky. Flamethrower will be a 2-hit KO, and I'm always safe to another Psychic, although it does lower my special defense. A second Flamethrower takes out Xatu. Will sends out Slowbro next, so I switch to Never. She uses Psychic, which is the best case scenario. Never knows Fake Out, but it's actually better to not use it here. I know there's only one turn of Safeguard left, so I want Slowbro to attack me now while it's safe. It only goes for Curse, but if it went for Water Pulse, I'd be safe from the confusion. Since Feint Attack is a 2-hit KO anyway, the safest thing to do is skip the Fake Out. Next is Jinx, and I'd like to get 9 back in. 9 is dead to Psychic, but Jinx will never use it since it sees a Dark-type Pokemon. 9 can then outspeed, and Flamethrower is a 1-hit KO against Jinx. Will sends out Exeggutor, but 9 can handle that no problem. And finally, we have the second Xatu. I can stay in Flamethrower, but it's a 2-hit KO, so I will be taking an attack. 9 is dead to crit, but so is everybody on my team. So the optimal play is to stay in and risk it. Xatu does not crit, and we can take it out with a Flamethrower, giving us the first victory. Koga and his poison types are next. He sends out Ariados, and I send out 9. 9 is faster, and with one Flamethrower can take out Ariados. Koga needs to learn his type matchups, as Fortress comes out and immediately gets obliterated. Muck is out next. I switch into Nor, as Muck goes for Minimize. Earthquake connects, and takes out Muck in 1 hit. Fourth is Venomoth, and I switch back to 9 on a Supersonic miss. 9 had a Person Berry, but it didn't need to use it to take out Venomoth with 1 Flamethrower. Finally, Koga sends out his ace, Crobat. Crobat only knows physical moves, so 9 hits it with a Will-O-Wisp. Then I switch into my defensive tank, Nope. Koga is smashing Double Team, so Rock Slide is very likely to miss. However, the burn is whittling down Crobat's health, and its attacks are super weak. After a few Rock Slide misses, I finally connect on one, but the timing is terrible, putting Crobat into healing range. Now the burn is gone, but Crobat still can't do much to me. I'm running out of PP on Rock Slide though, and with only 2 left, I finally connect again. Only 1 left now. I miss a Thunder Wave, but hit it on the second try, and then use Rock Smash to avoid another healing range. Unfortunately, my last Rock Slide misses, and Nope needs to switch out. Thankfully, 9 is safe to Crobat's moves. Because of the paralysis, 9 can outspeed Crobat, and take it out with Flamethrower, getting an unnecessary crit as well. Good night, Koga. Next we have Bruno, who starts with Hitmontop, and I send out Nor. Earthquake is a range to kill, but Hitmontop knows counter, so to avoid all risk, I use the special move Earth Power. It doesn't kill, and Hitmontop uses Dig. Dig will do a lot of damage, so I made sure that Nor knew Protect. Bruno will heal up this turn, so I can safely click Earthquake, and it does hit the range to take out Hitmontop. Second, Bruno sends out Onix, and since Sturdy is still a terrible ability, Nor can take it out with 1 Earth Power. Hitmonchan is next. Nor is holding the Soft Sand, so its boosted Earthquake easily takes out Hitmonchan. Fourth, we get Hitmonlee, who I'm surprised to see outspeeds me. Clearly, it's a plus speed nature. Thankfully, I do hit through confusion, and 1-hit KO Hitmonlee with Earthquake. I don't want to take the risk on Machamp though, so I switch to Negative, who safely takes a Cross Chop, and I get the Poison Point proc. Good thing Machamp doesn't have Guts. Now I switch back to Nidoking to safely take a Cross Chop. I protect once for some extra poison damage. Nor has the ability Rivalry, which increases his damage on Pokemon of the same gender. Because of this, Earthquake does just enough damage to take out Machamp and give us a 3rd victory. Next we have Karen and her Ghost or Dark Pokemon, I don't really know. She starts with Umbreon, and I send out 9. I want to get a burn on the physical attacker, as he goes for Double Team. I switch into Never, since Umbreon's attacks barely scratch me. I fake out for a turn for some extra damage. I miss a Razor Leaf, and Umbreon goes for Confuse Ray. Turns out the only thing that can actually hurt me is myself. I absolutely have to switch now, so I go to Nor, but the burn damage on the switch turn puts Umbreon in healing range. Thankfully, Nor does a lot of damage with Earthquake, and outspeeds Umbreon to seal its fate. Next out is Houndoom, and Karen gave me a gift I wasn't expecting. Since Houndoom goes for a nasty plot it will never take advantage of, since Earthquake is a one-hit KO. Next out is Murkrow, who cannot do a single thing to Nope. It tries to live on 1 HP, but we take it out. Fourth is Vileplume, so I safely switch to 9, who outspeeds and hits a devastating flamethrower. Karen is a breeze until we get to Gengar. I stay in since 9 is safe to Gengar's attacks, and Flamethrower does a good chunk of damage. Since Gengar is faster than me, there's a very good chance it will be going for Destiny Bond. That would mean if I kill Gengar, 9 goes down 2. The priority move Quick Attack isn't an option because Gengar is a ghost, so I go for a Will-O-Wisp, since burn damage doesn't count for Destiny Bond. Gengar does use the move, and the burn damage isn't enough to kill it. Nobody on my team is faster than Gengar, so I switch into Noor as Karen unsurprisingly heals Gengar. Blizzard does a good chunk of damage, and on the second one, I get an extremely clutch freeze. Gengar luckily stays frozen and can't use Destiny Bond, so Noor can take out Gengar, and we've defeated the Elite Four. I've made it through the Elite Four unscathed so far, but I know this Lance fight is not looking good for me. I really have terrible matchups here, but I'm going to do my best. Lance begins with Gyarados, and I send out Negative. I'm praying for good accuracy, and Negative hits her Thunder to knock out Gyarados in one hit. Next we have the first of 3 Dragonite. This Dragonite must be plus speed, because it goes first and hits me with Blizzard, which Negative survives. She lands her Retaliation Blizzard, and takes out Dragonite. Third is the strongest Dragonite, and I outspeed, but miss Blizzard. Dragonite takes out Negative, but I get that poison point. Since Dragonite is poisoned and locked into Outrage, it makes sense to Protect. Since in this generation, Protect doesn't disrupt Outrage. Thankfully, Noor hits his Blizzard, taking out the Dragonite. Oh look, another Dragonite. This time Noor is slower and takes a ton of damage from Dragon Rush, and then he misses his Blizzard. We are in full tilt mode now. Noor's Blizzard is the only way I can win this fight, but since I'm slower, staying in is a death sentence. I need to make Dragonite slower than me, so I sacrifice Never to get a safe switch in to Nope, who is able to paralyze the Dragonite. I need to preserve Nope for the upcoming Charizard, so I hard switch back to Noor, and Dragonite goes for Thunder, exactly what I needed. This whole setup has worked, and now Noor has one more chance. And... the game is now over, as Dragonite takes out Nope, and Aerodactyl defeats 9. As I black out and end up back at the Pokemon Center, I immediately get a call from my mom. Now's not a great time, Mom. Thank you so much for watching this Frankenstein monster of a run. If you enjoyed this video, check out the other Letter Nuzlocke on screen now, or check out one of my other challenges. I do all sorts of Pokemon content, so make sure you're subscribed. Thanks again for watching.